It's the Eagles and the Commanders just ahead on EA Sports.
We are just inside the Beltway, about 10 miles east of the Capitol Dome as we come to you from FedEx Field here in Landover. Today, week 12 of the NFL season is upon us, and we've got a good one in store, as it'll be the Eagles of Houston taking on the Washington Commanders. Alongside Charles Davis, I'm Brandon Gaudin. And Charles, you talk about this Commanders team coming into play here today. They were winners last time out, so they'll be looking, Charles, to make it 2 in a row.
And what I enjoyed when I watched their game tape and their victory last week is they put it together in every phase. Good offense, good defense, and some key plays on special teams. Let's see if they can get that second win in a row.
Meanwhile, for our visitors, the Eagles, they come in on a good run, winners of 5 of their last 7.
And going back through the tape, I thought they looked pretty good last week. It was a solid win, a comprehensive win.
The final playoff push is upon us. It's week 12 of the NFL season, and we're underway on EA Sports. And no run back on the opening kickoff. It'll come out to the 25. Here are the Commanders for their first drive of the game. And a look here at their signal caller, the 5th-year quarterback.
I like this guy, and the reason I do, he tends to stay on an even keel. Doesn't let too much ruffle him. He will manage the game the way it needs to be managed, take what the defense gives him, and then he can strike at times. Had a touchdown pass. Yes, he had an interception last week, but he found a way for his team to win.
And he slides and covers up at the end as he's going to be able to pick up decent yardage. 5 yards on the game's first play, 2nd down.
I certainly like what he did right there because he smartly wanted to avoid forcing anything downfield because nothing appeared to be open. Nice harmless slide there to avoid the big hit, and he gets a small gain on the play.
And Howell will throw it. And this throw incomplete. And the defender all over him that time, but it's going to lead to 3rd down. You look at this Eagle defense. They were very strong in that victory from a week ago.
And while you can't actually see confidence rising in a unit, you can tell by this team, all right? Anytime you can tell your offense, hey, just get us a couple of touchdowns. We got this thing locked down. That's when you know you're playing well and you're carrying your team along.
And now the 3rd down throw incomplete as well.
Brandon, watching their tape from last week, I saw plenty of plays like we just saw there, forcing incompletions. It was key in their win last week. They're hoping the same thing happens this time out, too.
On is the punter Townsend as he gets this one away. Returnable now for Allen. It'll wind up being a net of 41. 9-yard return, 50 on the punt. And it will be Eagles football, 1st and 10. So out comes this offense to take over for the first time. And they will be led out by their 2nd-year quarterback.
I tell you what, when he's on schedule for that week, secondaries take notice because you've got to stay alert back there on every snap. A truly powerful arm, one that's capable of challenging any level of the defense on any given play. That's why so many scouts preach arm talent when preparing for the NFL draft. A quarterback with arm strength to make every throw in the book, he's an asset to have in any offense.
They'll send a receiver in motion left. Now problems right out of the gate. We're going to get a delay.
Delay of game, offense.
That flag accepted, and it backs the offense up a little bit. Now they need 15 yards on this series after the delay of game. 1st and 15. Off the play fake. Watkins. And that one complete downfield to Allen. And he'll be out of bounds, but able to get it up past the 45. 25 yards that time. Off play action. Watkins. He's going to look for Allen now. The deep foot throw there, but it's going to be incomplete. The Eagles, it's 7-3 now on the year, and they've been in a great groove. Winners of 7 of their last 10 now on the year.
And I thought that they played pretty well last week. Their execution, their discipline, their resilience, all on display in that victory.
Off the play fake. Watkins going deep here for Allen. And that will be incomplete. Trying to dial up the long way out there, but it'll be third down. Right where they set him down started. They need a full 10 here to pick up the first down and move the chains. Off play action. Watkins. He's going to look for Allen now on the deep ball. Touchdown. A big play there. Standing alone with a new NFL record 32nd touchdown. And the Eagles get the upper hand as they're on the board first here this afternoon. Extra point up and good by Sanders. And that makes the score 7-0.
Commander is nothing. Jason Sanders set to kick off.
Now after the touchdown, ready to kick it away is Sanders. From a couple yards deep, he'll bring it out of the end zone. And the decision to come out of the end zone is going to cost him 5 yards as he's taken down right at the 20. Now Washington going to retake the field for drive number 2. And they have the game here followed by the open date on their calendar next weekend. And Charles, this is a crew that you have to think really is relishing the opportunity to be on the couch for a few days.
Yeah, they certainly are, but let's face it, partner. They can't get caught looking ahead to that couch time while they're playing this one. They've got to take care of business first.
You look at this Eagle defense. It's quite a unit, that's for sure. Number 1 in the NFL against the pass.
This is such a good unit of covering passes downfield. I think that last play is typical of what we might see. A lot of short passes, see if they can generate some run after the catch, but nothing doing on that one.
4 yards the gain, and it'll bring up a third down. They are in need of 6 yards here if they hope to move the chains. Powell throwing on third down here. They'll set up the screen to Montgomery. And he will lose yardage here back at the 23-yard line. They call it a loss of a yard there. And that's going to bring up a fourth down. Here's Tommy Townsend now as he'll punt it away for the second time. Here's Allen. Call it a 48-yard punt. Give them 9, though, on the return. And the Eagles will have it taking over 1st and 10. So now we get set to see Houston for their second drive of the ball game. And, you know, it's certainly a lot of football left to play. We're not into December yet, but right now where we stand, they're in first place in their division, looking really good and looking to be a threat come January.
And are you one of those early holiday shoppers, partner? Are you one of those?
And this is caught inside the 5. Touchdown, Houston. A great play there with his second touchdown in this opening quarter. And the Eagles are able to strike quickly to add on to their lead. Extra point up and good by Sanders. And that'll make the score 14-0.
Commander is nothing. Jason Sanders set to kick off.
Now after the touchdown, ready to kick it away is Sanders. And this will not be returned. It's a touchback, and they'll begin at the 25. Another drive coming up for this Washington offense. Well, partner, fast forward with me for a second. Remember, next week they have the open week, so they're going to get some extended rest. Does that change how they manage the rest of this one?
I think it does a little bit, but not by too much, because you're right. You get the extra rest, you get a chance to heal up and kind of, do a little bit of a reset for this team. But it's also 7 extra days to think back to the last time you were on the field. So now, a little more importance on what they're getting done because they carry it with them for essentially 2 weeks.
That's a good way to start the drive. 17 yards and a first down.
1st and 10 at the 42-yard line.
First carry now for David Montgomery. And not much there at all. Maybe a yard up to the 43.
Down at the 43-yard line.
The numbers on the ground for Montgomery in last week's affair. 16 carries, 58 yards, and a score.
Just an all-right day from him last week. He really didn't break out for the huge yardage he had hoped going in. I talked with him before the game, though, and he knows this is a new, fresh opportunity. He's put last week behind him, and his focus, getting some extra yardage with every carry he receives this week.
Tough spot here, 3rd down and 11.
It's 3rd and 11.
Throwing here, Howell. And the catch made by Walters. It'll be a gain of just a yard, and that'll bring up 4th down.
Well, we hear so often how tackling has become almost a lost art in the NFL game, but it's so important to tackle well on these receivers, especially in a play like this one. 3rd down, they gave him the underneath stuff. You got to go up and make the tackle right away.
He'll return it from the 6. And he is out of bounds, able to get it across the 20-yard line. A good return there, 17 yards. And they will take over 1st and 10. Houston's offense taking over again. Well, partner, you know, coaches always say that every play is designed to score a touchdown. Sometimes that's not really true, but last drive, that was the case. One play to get into the end zone. And that's caught inside the 35. Touchdown, Eagles. A great effort there. Doing it again with his 3rd touchdown here in the opening quarter. And the Eagles take a 3-touchdown lead. Extra point up and good by Sanders. And that makes the score 21-0.
Commanders, nothing. Jason Sanders set to kick off.
So how about this for a start? 21-0 here in the 1st as they kick this one away. No run back here, down to a knee, and this drive will start at the 25. Now we get another look at Washington on offense. Well, CD, you kind of feel like they're in a bit of a danger zone right here because now you're down 3 scores, and I know we're in the 1st half, but the way this offense hasn't been able to generate anything, you feel like they probably need to get something going on this drive, right?
Yeah, and sometimes I overuse that this is an important possession, but I think this has to be the possession where they come up with an answer because only a few teams in league history have ever come back from a 4-score deficit, and if they don't score here, that's what they could be facing the next time they get the ball.
So the first play of the drive lost 4. Now they'll look to move it forward here on 2nd and 14. Now, meanwhile, a pass that should have been intercepted, but it winds up falling in. This defense for the Eagles, they were fantastic a week ago in that win over Houston.
And while you can't actually see confidence rising in a unit, you feel like you can. And when you look at this team, you definitely think that it is.
And the defense, they get to Howell. He'll go down here. Multiple players combined for their team's first sack of the game.
Well, the pass rush has been a real strength of late. They know how to get after the quarterback.
Absolutely. 4 sacks last week. That's their first one here. Anything in particular you've seen from them or on film?
I think that they're winning athletically up front, winning those one-on-one battles, but also when the offensive line wants to keep everyone in and mass protect, they know how to scheme their way back to the quarterback as well.
A good return there, call it 13 yards. And the Eagles will have great starting field position here as they take over.
Let's go now. Buffalo 18. Fullback. Warriors 70.
They go play action here on 1st down. Going deep here for Allen. And that's going to be caught for an Eagles touchdown. A big play there. What is going on here? 4 first-quarter touchdowns. Unbelievable. As his guys have opened up a very comfortable lead. Sanders now to add the extra point. And he's been a busy man. 5 for 5 now as he knocks another one through to extend the lead. So this not what we expected. 28-0 here in the first as another kickoff is away. And he'll just take a seat, and the drive will begin at the 25-yard line. Out comes Washington's offense as they get set to take over here. Still in the first half, but this offense has struggled. Haven't really been able to get anything going, not only in the points category, but in the yards category. We'll see if they can do better here on this drive. Powell to the air on 1st and 10. Under a heavy rush, and down he goes. Amari Barno in there for the sack, and that is now 21 for him on the year. Wow, what a season. On 2nd down, Montgomery. And he is going to lose yardage here. This will be a loss of 3, and now a much tougher 3rd down looming.
This defense is a difficult one to prepare for, one of the best in the league. They'll come at you from all angles, and they did a nice job there stopping him for a loss.
Now on 3rd and long, they'll look to throw. Now the pressure comes, and he goes down. Just inside the 10, back at the 9. Amari Barno. Now 2 sacks for him already here in this first quarter of play. And now the Eagles going to signal for a timeout. They'll have 2 remaining as we step aside here in this first quarter. So from their own end zone here, this kicks away. 43 yards on the punt, return of 4. And this offense takes over in great shape right at the 50, 1st and 10. Out comes the Houston offense as they get set to take over here. This drive here beginning probably with a pair of motivated groups. Remember, the offense scored a touchdown on their last time out. Looking to repeat that in Charles's defense. They were very frustrated after giving up 6 the last time on the field.
And frankly, it's just a battle of wills.
Well, this is taken in. It's complete. And got his man. It's caught. Touchdown, Houston. A great play there. 50 yards. And the Eagles have taken a 5-touchdown lead. A nice throw there by the second-year quarterback.
And I don't believe that was the kind of play he would have made as a rookie, because usually your rookie season is a continuation of your college days. A lot of one read, and if you don't have it, you just take off and go. Now he's settled in the pocket a little bit more, reading the field and getting to his 2nd and sometimes 3rd progression. That was a nice play.
So plenty of fireworks here early. 35-0 now as the kick is away. And there will not be a return here. It's a touchback, and it'll come out to the 25-yard line. A look at Washington as they come onto the field. They've shown precious little here offensively thus far as they try again with a 1st down now. To Montgomery to begin the drive. And he can only manage to get a couple. 2nd and 8 coming up. We haven't seen much from him running the football here in this first quarter.
No, you're right about that. We haven't seen much of him at all so far. They've stacked him up pretty well, but when you're trying to run the football, sometimes you got to play the long game. Keep handing it to him, and some of those runs that aren't working now, they turn into 6, 7, 8, and maybe more later on.
They try to throw on 2nd down, but this one is incomplete.
Against a team coming off a win, just as your team did the previous week, you talk about being physical all game long. Sometimes being physical is just being on the spot and helping force the incompletion.
Now a 3rd down throw, but it misses the target, incomplete.
Well, this first half is... the plan so far, offensively or even defensively for that matter. They can use a big-time spark somewhere, but it's not going to come on this drive as they have to punt this one away.
He's averaging just under 50 yards a punt as he gets this away. Fielded just inside the 20. An entertaining start to this one. More to come. Start of the 2nd quarter, and it's the Eagles in possession. Houston's offense already at the line, set to get going. Well, everything right now that they touch on this side of the football, it seems to turn to gold. They've scored on 3 straight possessions. That lead continues to grow. And, I mean, if they can get points here, Charles, might almost be an insurmountable comeback for the other side.
I think you make a great case for that. So I'm going to flip it over to the other side. Could they make the big comeback? Certainly. Am I expecting it? Not at all. I think if we don't see a drastic change in how they're playing, this blowout's going to get bigger and bigger before the final gun.
Off the play fake. Watkins. He's going to look for Allen now on the deep ball. And got his man complete. Down the right sideline. Touchdown, Houston. A great effort there. 88 yards. And the Eagles are able to widen their lead this first half. Well, Charles, he's still a young signal caller in this league, second year in the NFL. And I don't know if last year as a rookie, if he would have worked through his progressions like he did on that touchdown pass.
I think you're right about that. We're seeing him grow up right in front of our eyes because when he went to his primary read, he recognized that they were all over that. So he continued to survey the field, picked up another target, delivered a pass exactly where it needed to be. A very mature play for the second-year quarterback.
And this will be a touchback, so they'll bring it out to the 25. The Commanders' offense set to take over. See if they can put this drive in the end zone, Charles, because it's been a little bit of a rough go at times. They've had to punt the football a ton in this ball game because of stalled-out drives.
So are you saying that you're kind of tired of seeing the punter run out there and do his thing during this game? Is that what you're trying to say?
Well, and now off to the races down the right side. And they're going to have this across midfield and inside the 45. 31 yards there and a first down. They go play action with Howell. Eagle pressure, too much this time. Down he goes. That time, multiple defenders getting pressure, and it's a loss of 6. Sacks, a growing theme in this first half. This is second and long. Coming right, this is Montgomery on the toss. And he'll lose yardage on the play back at the 45-yard line. They call that a loss of 6 yards. And it's third down now. Now Howell. In trouble, and he's taken down. And the defense coming through on third down. A loss of 7 to bring up 4. Here's Tommy Townsend on to punt. Averaging 50 yards a boot so far as this one's away. This will be fielded at the 17. It'll be a net of 40 yards there following a 43-yard punt, 3-yard return, and out will come the offense as they take over. So here are the Eagles to take over. They were able to defeat Houston last week. They lead things here as well as they try to make it 2 victories in a row. Now a play fake here on first down. Going deep here for Allen. It's caught inside the 25. Touchdown. A big play there. An 80-yard touchdown. And the Eagles are pouring it on. Sanders on for the extra point. And the route is on here in this first half. Those are the ones the offensive coordinators dream about. One-play drives from that distance. What an effort. It results in the touchdown. And this will not be brought out. It's a touchback. Washington ready to try again on offense. And right now these guys, they're shuffling a little bit, maybe doubting, because 3 straight drives have ended with them punting the football away.
Yeah, so you start pointing fingers at each other a little bit, asking a lot of questions. What are you seeing? What are you getting? Maybe trying to narrow down your playbook a little bit and maybe get simpler rather than more complex in order to try and fashion together a drive.
And this is going to be a Commander's first down as he's able to get this up to the 37-yard line. Line of scrimmage, the 37 on 1st and 10.
1st and 10 at the 37-yard line.
Howell. And he's going to be taken down. Plus, there's a penalty flag in the backfield. They may get 15 more on top of this. Well, Charles, sometimes we talk about the lengths officials sometimes go to protect star quarterbacks, but that was tough to argue against.
Yeah, and I'm sure that everyone's going to say, hey, we're going to administer the penalty the same way for all quarterbacks. But when it's a star back there, even more so are they going to be diligent about throwing the flag.
And a good physical run that time. He's going to wind up gaining 5 on that one. Here's a 2nd and 5. Back to throw. Howell. A short one there taken in by Ferguson. A 5-yard pass on the heels of a 5-yard run. Good enough for the first.
That's good for Washington. First down. 1st and 10.
They'll go play action. Howell. Blitz coming, and down he goes. Amari Barno. Who else? else. He's in there for his 4th sack of the afternoon. They come up on 2nd and long, and the pass protection just has not been there this afternoon. Al now to throw it. And he's going to go down again. Multiple rushers break through to drop him for the 7th time this game. This offense so far on 3rd down, as bad as you can be. 0 for 7 thus far. This will be 3rd and a mile. Throwing there, but this pass is going to wind up incomplete. So a couple of first downs on this drive, but it's looking like another empty possession.
And those empty possessions are certainly starting to pile up. So the adjustments that teams talk about all the time have to be taking place. They've got to analyze what's breaking down and figure a way to fix it.
Houston set to take over. Charles, this offense, they've been on a roll. 2 drives ago they scored. Remember, last drive was that one-play touchdown strike, so now they're looking to make it 3 for 3.
You know, I talked to a Hall of Famer one time about, hey, when you're on defense and these types of things are happening to you, what goes through your mind? And he told me at that point, it's not about schemes. It's not about what's called from the sideline. It's about players. Who's going to make a play, make a stand, and stop this offense from doing what they've been doing?
79 Bronco. 18 Raptor.
Off play action. Watkins. He finds his target, Allen. And he'll be corralled well upfield right around the 40-yard line. A first down there on a pickup at 25. And we've hit the 2-minute mark in this first half of action. Coming up at halftime, I'll go from one personality, that's you, Charles Davis, to another one in Orlando, the coach. He'll have stats and scores from around the NFL. You and Jonathan Coachman, both larger than life.
No doubt about it.
But you're stuck with me in this booth,
yes,
and he's miles away and smiling.
And happy.
Off the play fake. Watkins. Oh, this one incomplete. The pressure got to him as he released it. And it's 2nd down.
He was defended by Bryce Hall.
Warriors 17. 19 tight. 19 tight.
Off play action. Watkins. He's going to look for Allen now on the deep ball. And he's got it inside the 10. A huge play there for Houston. 57 yards. Now the Eagles will use the 2nd of their timeouts as they'll get a chance to talk it over after picking up the first down.
60 by 6. 60 by 6.
And he was able to shed one tackle but could not get away from there. And they're going to speed things up here.
A gain of 3 brings up 2nd and goal.
They'll try to run this one in. And that play going absolutely nowhere as he's belted before he could get out of the backfield. They'll run here on 3rd and goal. And they'll get him down just shy of the goal line at about the 1. He needed 3. He got 2. Now that'll set up an interesting situation here on 4th and a yard. Well, let's see what they do. They're knocking on the door here in the 2nd quarter.
And you know what you look at on your play sheet? Your 2-point conversion plays, because you've drawn up a number of them in today's football. You don't just have 1 or 2 for the game. You have more like 6 or 7. Which one do you like here? Because that's essentially what you're going for right now. That spot of the field, call one of those and go get 6.
They get the completion but cannot push forward into the end zone. And the Commander defense able to hold. The Washington offense at the line and ready to roll. Things for them, just to put it bluntly, man, it has been tough sledding here in the first half, facing that big deficit. The clock is dwindling now. Maybe if they can get something on the board here before intermission, they'll have at least a little momentum heading into the 2nd half. Back to the ground, this time Montgomery. And he'll push forward here for a good little run as the clock continues to run. 44 yards rushing for him now in the ball game. These guys have punted 4 times already, and they're staring at a 5th, barring a conversion here on 3rd down. One last shot before the break. Howell. And his throw is incomplete. So we have come halftime over. No problem with us. We skip right to the third quarter and continue this midseason contest. Welcome back. Halftime over. We are ready for quarter number 3. Alongside Charles Davis, I'm Brandon Gordon. So the Eagles with the lead, and they're going to get this football first as the third quarter gets underway. Out come the Eagles now as he'll go on offense first here in the third quarter. Off the play fake. Watkins going deep here for Allen. And that's caught inside the 35. Touchdown, Houston. A great play there. 88 yards. And the Eagles come right out of the locker room and score here in the opening minute of the third quarter. Extra point up and good by Sanders. And the lead grows even larger here in the third quarter. Now after the touchdown, ready to kick it away is Sanders. And he'll just sit on this one as their drive will start at the 25. First possession of the second half now for Washington. Howell and the Commanders come up now first and 10 at their own 25-yard line. They'll come out throwing here to start the drive. Pressure comes and down he goes. The Eagles get there for the sack. That's big Jordan Davis powering in to drop it. Well, they're in some hot water now after that sack. It's 2nd and 21. They'll try the middle with Montgomery. And good yardage as he gets this one up to about the 23.
That was a good run, probably right on the edge of breaking into something really big. So the defensive guys right now are talking about, okay, what can we do to slow him down before he truly gets started?
Now the throw on third down, knocked away and incomplete.
So many times when we talk about coverage, we're just talking about the defender running with a receiver, but a big part of it is understanding where the football is, finding it. In this case, when it arrived, it wasn't a surprise, and he was able to bat it away.
So possession goes over here on the punt, and it will be 1st and 10 as they take over. And now out comes Houston. And, CD, sometimes you don't need those complicated game plans or the added wrinkles. Last time out, you think about it, couldn't have been any simpler. One play, one pass, touchdown.
I know those coaches put a lot of work into this game plan, but I don't think they...
Got a man, it's caught inside the 10. Touchdown, Eagles. A great effort there. 70 yards. And the Eagles have got it on cruise control. Extra point up and good by Sanders, and the lead grows even larger here in the third quarter. Now after the touchdown, ready to kick it away is Sanders. And it'll come out to the 25 as he will not attempt a return. Here we go on the next drive for Washington. Well, we're still in the third quarter, so there's some time to kind of clean this up and make it look more respectable. Now, a win, that's probably gone out the window, Charles, but I don't know. Do you look at this as a time to just improve and maybe start to look towards the future?
I think you have to find something to play for, something to grasp onto until the clock runs out. But, Brandon, we've been around this game a long time. This is an outlier. You don't get many blowouts like this no matter how the game looks on paper going in. This one has turned out to be everyone's worst nightmare realized.
These guys have punted 4 times already, and they're staring at a 5th, barring a conversion here on third down. And he's taken down. Back at his own 7. Amari Barno in there to get him again. That is sack number 6, one off the NFL record of 7. On is the punter Townsend as he gets this one away. Returnable now for Allen. We'll call it a 42-yard punt, 3 on the return. And this offense, they're going to have excellent field position. They take over with a 1st and 10 on the short side of the field. Off play action. Watkins. He's going to look for Allen now on the deep ball. And that's going to be caught for an Eagles touchdown. A big play there. 48 yards. And the Eagles get another third-quarter touchdown to add on to that lead. Extra point up and good by Sanders. And the lead grows even larger here in the third quarter. Now after the touchdown, ready to kick it away is Sanders. And he'll elect not to return this one, so they'll bring it out to the 25 on the touchback.
The Washington offense set to take over. The disparity in this game, it just seems to grow with each possession here, Charles. They are really struggling. They have not put up a single point, and on the other side, the points keep piling up and up and up.
So you know the frustration level has to be rising, right? So they've got to find a way to quell that, because otherwise they certainly won't get anything done in this one. Keep diving deeper into the offensive playbook, but bottom line is don't quit competing.
Here's Howell.
Eagle pressure, too much this time. Down he goes. That winds up pushing him back 11 yards on the sack. And that'll bring up third.
Third and long. Here's Howell.
Under pressure, and they got to him again. It'll be a loss of 8 on the sack, and it's going to lead him to 4th down.
Washington going to send out their punter.
As the drive goes backwards, so he's on to punt it away. Let's take it inside his own 40. A well-hit ball there. 50 yards on the punt, 3 on the return.
And it will be Eagles football, 1st and 10. Houston's offense taking over again. Well, this offense, this team, they are rolling right now, Charles. They've scored on 3 straight possessions. You look at the scoreboard, and they pretty much right now got this thing on cruise control.
Yeah, and this is that time of game where you and I have to be prepared.
And this is caught inside the 5. Touchdown. A great play there. Finding the end zone yet again.
And the Eagles just continue to roll.
Extra point up and good by Sanders. And the lead grows even larger here in the third quarter. Now after the touchdown, ready to kick it away is Sanders.
The return man down to a knee, and this will come out to the 25-yard line. And Washington going to come back out here to take over offensively.
And still no points on the scoreboard. You're coming off of the 3 and out. They're just looking for anything to grab onto right now, aren't they?
I'm wondering if someone's going to take charge in the huddle. You know, we always look to the quarterback, but sometimes it's another player on the team, a star, a veteran, someone with some excitement and energy. It's like, all right, guys, let's shake things up and let's go, because they still have an opportunity to make things happen.
Shake it up. And now a throw on 1st down there, but it's incomplete.
In the third quarter here in D.C., a 2nd and 10 upcoming. With a play fake, and now here's how to throw it.
Rush coming, and he's taken down.
Amari Barno in there for the 7th time in this game alone, and that ties him with a late Derek Thomas for the most sacks ever in a single game.
On 3rd down, they go Montgomery. No gain on the play there. A nice job defensively, and it likely forces a punt situation on 4th.
Washington going to send out their punter,
standing just outside his own goal line. Here's Allen. 43-yard punt, but they get 9 back on the return. And the Eagles will have it, taking over a 1st and 10. The Eagles offense now, they head back on the field.
And, Charles, the name of the game last time, efficiency. Their very first snap, they connected for a quick touchdown.
They get more value than just the points from that series as well. Only needing one play, it keeps the entire offense rested up.
Off the play fake, Watkins. And he just throws this one away. That was a bit strange, and here comes the flag.
Intentional grounding, offense.
We saw it too. Nobody in the vicinity of that throw, and that earns him the penalty.
Yeah, you've got to at least get it close enough to one of your own guys in order to dodge the penalty.
Off play action. Watkins going deep here for Allen. And that's going to be incomplete. Good effort there trying to take a shot, but it's third down. Off the play fake. Watkins. He's going to look for Allen now on the deep ball. It's caught at the 10. They're able to convert on third down, and that sets up a first and goal.
Boy, this has just been an offensive clinic. It's seemingly been one big play after another, and add this one onto the list. When you can bite off more than half the field on one play, things are definitely working in your favor.
They'll try and run for it on first and goal. And a minuscule gain of maybe a yard from the 6 to the 5.
You know, when this offense gets down here near the end zone, they're going to turn to their bell cow, and this guy's been a touchdown machine all year. Excellent job stopping him there on first down.
And the ball smack dab on the 5-yard line. Here's second and goal. On second and goal, they'll give it to him again. And this has been a familiar sight all afternoon as they stop him behind the line. That backs him up 1 yard and brings up third down.
The defense was ready for the run-pass option, diagnosed it perfectly.
Not only did they stack him up at the point of attack, but he was met by a host of light-colored jerseys.
They'll look to throw on third and goal. Looking for his running back, and he's got him. And he's able to get it down to the 2-yard line. A gain of 5, but not enough. Leads to a fourth and goal.
Caught that look from you there, partner. I think we're on the same page on that one. Just his first catch. I think we both thought he'd be a little more active in the passing game. Let's see if that's the start of them trying to get the ball to him a little bit more.
Touchdown, Eagles! A great effort there. He flat out can't be stopped. And the Eagles are able to extend their lead in the final seconds of this third quarter. Extra point up and good by Sanders. And the lead grows even larger here in the third quarter.
Jason Sanders set to kick off.
Now after the touchdown, ready to kick it away is Sanders. And he'll elect not to return this one, so they'll bring it out to the 25 on the touchback.
Out there set and ready for this next drive, the Washington offense.
And last drive, 3 and out. Still a goose egg on the scoreboard. How do they break that goose egg?
They've got to find a way to get the ball in the hands of their playmakers, get them some space, and try and make a first down and get some momentum going. It's been a struggle for them throughout the game, and that 3 and out on the last possession, that told you just how stalled they are on offense.
So who will step up here? We'll see.
Off play action. It's Howell.
And he drops it incomplete. And their struggles continue here.
And there's another stop. One of the league's best defenses is certainly bringing it again this week.
Trying to get one more in here before the quarter breaks.
Howell, he'll look to throw it. Oh, he tries to force it in, and it's intercepted. Picked off by Isaiah Rodgers. And the Eagles come up with a late turnover, but it will probably only matter to the statisticians as this ball game is now officially over.
Back now at FedEx Field. And this is a blowout so far as we get set for the fourth quarter. A very one-sided affair. The Eagles offense set to begin their next drive. We find ourselves here in the midst of a one-sided affair. A lot of fill time down the stretch, Mr. Davis.
So we could talk about food because that is something that you and I we enjoy our time at the table. So maybe the best steakhouses in the city, but in all seriousness, the performances that we've seen this year, we've seen a bunch of great ones, and it's going to be hard to parse who's going to win the MVP.
Yeah, it really is.
Is it going to be a runner? Is it going to be a thrower? Can a defender finally win it this season? Those are the things that we could probably discuss.
And collectively, this is about as dominant of a performance as you could have hoped for on both sides of the football.
Might have to put it number one for what we've seen this season.
2nd and 7.
19 tight. 19 tight.
Back to throw. Watkins. This is caught. And he's brought down. Mark that as a gain of 16 to set him up 1st and goal. Those are the kinds of plays right there that show you why he's the number 3 man in the NFL in terms of receiving yards.
Also tells you there's a full combination of what he's got going in his game. You name it, from route running to catching the football. That's why he's able to produce those types of numbers.
From back at the 4, here's 2nd and goal. And they'll run again. And he gets into the end zone. Touchdown, Houston. A great play there. His 7th rushing touchdown on the year. And the Eagles continue to run up the score. They lead it big here in the 4th. Extra point up and good by Sanders. And this one was over a while ago as they just add on to that big lead. And this will not be returned. It'll come out to the 25. The Washington offense back out there. And just looking ahead, it would appear that that bye week is coming at the right time. They'll have 2 weeks to chew on this one, though probably not one that they want to chew on. A poor performance from start to finish. Trying to shake off the interception. He'll look to throw. And the defense, they get to Howard. He'll go down here. Amari Barno in there yet again. They just cannot block him. He now has 8 sacks, and that is a new single-game record. A 2nd down pass play there, but it's incomplete.
At this point in the game, they've got to continue to try anything they can. They're still working at it, even though this one feels like a lost cause.
An incomplete pass on that last play, and that means they'll need to come up with something here on 3rd down. And Howe will throw it. They'll set up the screen to Montgomery. And he'll be out right at the 35. Give him 19 on the play, but they will still come up a bit short. And now it's 4th down. Washington going to send out their punter as he's on to kick it away. Fair catch signaled for and taken at about the 15-yard line. So a change of possession here on the punt. And the Eagles will be backed up deep to get the drive started as they take over 1st and 10. Off play action. Watkins going deep here for Allen. And that's caught inside the 30. A huge play there for Houston. 66 yards.
And even with the game seemingly in hand, they're continuing to fire away, pressing the ball down the field. Listen, it's worked all day. No reason to go away from it now.
Escaping the pressure right. And he just throws this one away. Smart decision here this close to the end zone, and it brings up 2nd down. So now 2nd and 10 after the incompletion on 1st down. Up the middle they go. Hodge. And this has been a familiar sight all afternoon as they stop him behind the line. Allen has it left side. So the completion gets him just a yard, and that's going to make it 4th down.
Partner, I think that completion takes the definition of dink and dunk to a different level, doesn't it?
It does, and the defense was right there, kind of played into their hands.
Let's go.
On 4th down, Watkins. And it's incomplete. They cannot convert, and they turn it over. The Eagles unable to convert there on 4th. And the Commanders come through with a 4th down stand. The Washington offense at the line and ready to roll. Well, I think that and nothing but green grass here, middle of the field. And he'll have it past midfield almost to the 40 before being taken down.
39 yards there, a big one. So the big play gets him across midfield now for 1st and 10.
Throwing here, Howell.
Pressure comes, and down he goes. The Eagles get there for the sack.
Brought down by multiple defenders, and it's a loss of 12.
That huge loss on the sack makes this job much more difficult. It's now 2nd down and 22 yards to go. Now a throw here to his running back. And he's able to take it across midfield before going out of bounds. So give him 5 yards there on the pitch and catch. And they're going to face an uphill battle here on 3rd and long. Looking to throw. Howell. And he's going to be swallowed up. Sacked back at the 45-yard line.
That time, multiple defenders getting pressure, and it's a loss of 6. Washington going to send out their punter
as he'll come on to kick this one away. That's fielded at the 8-yard line. The Eagles offense back out onto the field.
CD, I mean, they have just been scoring at will. It's been score after score after score, and a lot of times we use the term blowout for a lopsided ball game. This has kind of gone past that. I think we're in historic territory right now.
You nailed it. Historic territory. Perfect phrase for what we are watching. If this were a movie, what kind of rating would we put on it? Who would you allow to watch what we're watching right now? Let's hope this one gets over fast, because this game, well decided a long time ago.
Off the play fake. Watkins. He's going to look for Allen now on the deep ball.
And this is dropped. Oh, it's incomplete. He had a big gainer in his sights, but he could not reel it in.
The offense on 3rd down, 2 for 5 to this point. This is 3rd and 10. Back to throw. Watkins.
That is caught.
And he'll be taken down, but they've got this one up to the 35-yard line. Well, that's one way to convert on 3rd down, picking up 26 yards. So it's Eagle football here as we get you reset. And they have just about put this one on ice as they've got it here, 1st and 10. They'll look to throw again. Allen's got it complete. And they've got it well across midfield down to the 40 before it's all said and done.
It's a gain of 25 yards. 1st down, Houston.
That one looks like he'll throw here. And he'll go right back to Allen. That's complete. And they'll wind up getting this one all the way down inside the 20. Back to throw again. And they are going to score again. Yet another touchdown as they just add to their totals.
But not much defensive resistance on that drive. And really, Charles, the way this offense has been humming, they haven't faced much defensive resistance the entire game.
Yeah, I think it's safe to say that one team, their defense did not wake up and make it to the stadium for this one. There may be some major changes on that side of the ball when we see them the next time out.
Extra point up and good by Sanders. And this one was over a while ago as they just add on to that big lead.
Jason Sanders set to kick off.
Now after the touchdown, ready to kick it away is Sanders.
And he'll decide to not bring this one out as their drive will begin at the 25. So out comes Washington's offense to take over. Facing a big 4th quarter deficit here, things not looking good. You know, this offense, though, they've been in the top half of the NFL so far this season, but in this one, well, their defense has really struggled.
Ready.
Howell to the air on 1st and 10.
And his throw's going to be incomplete. Well, the trials and tribulations of being a quarterback in this league, it's tough. It's got to be wearing on him out there.
Well, he has been sacked a number of times. He had an interception, so I'm going to give him a skosh of credit for hanging in there and trying to make something happen, despite the amount of pressure he's been under this entire game.
Another throw on 2nd down, and this one incomplete as well.
This has been a rough one, to put it mildly, for him. And after this one's done, you just feel like at the post-game press conference, this team's going to have a lot of questions and definitely not a lot of answers.
Powell throwing on third down here.
Under a heavy rush, and down he goes. Now the Eagles will use the second of their timeouts. That'll leave them with just one remaining in this fourth quarter of play.
Washington going to send out their punter as he's on here to punt it away. And taken right at the 35. It'll be a 45-yard punt. Couple that with a loss on the return. And they will take over first and 10.
Out comes the Houston offense as they get set to take over here.
Well, CD, you and I do a lot of games together, but it is pretty rare that we do a game of this margin. I mean, this has just been total domination from start until now, and I don't think they're going to take their foot off the gas at this point.
Do you think that on the side?
This is caught inside the 15. And he will get into the end zone. It's another touchdown. This thing is ugly.
When coaches come into a game preaching total team effort, CD, I think this is the type of ball game that they're dreaming of. It was pretty apparent early on that they were clicking in all three phases. It's been fun to watch.
Yeah, sometimes in the NFL you end up with matchups like we've been watching here. And when you go back through the early drives, you can just see that one squad was on a different level in this game. Safe to say, we have been disappointed in watching their execution throughout this contest.
And no effort to bring this one out. It's a touchback. And a Washington offense going back to work. Well, it's been a struggle so far for this offense, Charles. It's not only that they haven't been able to put the points up, but really stringing yards together has been a real issue for them in this one.
I'm so glad you brought up the yardage, because I was thinking to myself, we've seen a lot of NFL games, and we've seen our share of lopsided contests. But in almost all of them, both offenses have put up at least 200 yards in a game, but not in this one. This has been a display of offense that, frankly, I think the two of us have watched from behind our hands, trying to spread our fingers wide enough to actually see the result.
And a timeout coming in. This will be their final one with 10 seconds remaining.
First and 10 at the 40-yard line.
They'll throw on first down. Here's Howell. That's to the sideline and incomplete.
What we just saw there, that's really been a common theme all afternoon.
A lot of pressure. That forced the errant pass. He's been under duress this entire afternoon. He just had to unload that one. He's fortunate it was just incomplete.
Eagle pressure, too much this time. Down he goes.
Amari Barno in there to make the sack on what will be the final act in this ball game.
So Houston going to come away here with the victory. And I tell you what, Charles, this might be about as good as it gets. They were incredible.
Yeah, offense was in fine form. The defense threw the shutout at them. I think they worked in concert together. What I like about the offense was they held the ball pretty well. You know, time of possession, exactly what they were looking for in this one, and that helped out their defense.